Hello, it's good to see you again. I'm Grace from Speech, and I was hoping to go over the swallow study x-ray that you had done earlier today. So is that okay? Perfect. So I'm just going to kind of orient you to what you see here on the screen. And so this is what I saw during your swallow study. So this is the lateral view. This is kind of the side of your face and your throat. And so here's your oral cavity. We can see your teeth, your tongue, and then we're going to look back here into the pharynx or the throat, and you'll see the esophagus. I'll show you a little later, but that's your tube. And so it's a collapsed tube that opens up during your swallow, and the food ideally goes down from your oral cavity. You chew up, you swallow it down, and it ideally goes through your esophagus and then into your stomach. And then the other route it could possibly take when you swallow is that of aspiration, and so that is when you chew your food, but it goes down the wrong pipe, as they say. It goes down your airway or your windpipe, and so that is more in the front of your pharynx, of your throat, and so when food does go, or liquid, when it does go down your airway past your vocal folds, we call that aspiration. And that can be regular aspiration, or that could be silent aspiration. And that silent aspiration occurs when you don't really feel it. There's no signs of coughing or irritation. You don't really feel it go down the wrong pipe. And so there's kind of two different kinds of aspiration with that. So next we're going to look at, you can see the epiglottis right now, and that's a leaf-like structure. And it inverts, it kind of bends over the trachea or the airway as another kind of form of protection during your swallow. So that's one of the other structures that we're going to take a peek at. So I'm just going to play this for you, and it goes really fast so we can watch it a few times, and then if you have questions, we can stop it and pause it and kind of go through that together. So what we have, so you're about to take a sip, and it goes down, and you can kind of see, we'll rewind a little bit, but most of the liquid that you swallowed did go down safely, the esophagus, that food pipe, but there was like a little drip of that bolus of that liquid that did go down the airway, the trachea. So we'll take another little peek at that. So we'll rewind right here. It goes pretty quickly. Yeah, so we see kind of that little drip, and we'll replay this. So that is sign of aspiration, and during the swallow today, I kind of asked you, like, if you felt everything kind of go down okay, and it seems like you didn't notice anything abnormal, and so I think that kind of more falls into that silent aspiration, where you didn't really feel kind of that tickle, didn't really feel like it went down the wrong pipe, per se. And so we can watch it again. But we're going to see, I'll point out another little structure, the vallecula right here, and that's like a little valley, and so you can see that when you swallowed, we have a little residue, a little pooling in the vallecula, but the good news is that when you swallowed a second time, you have it out. There's still a little bit of liquid there in the vallecula, but that's a good sign, because that kind of gives me an idea of different strategies that we can do together. So I'm kind of thinking maybe for liquids, we'll maybe go a little thicker since this was a thin liquid, and maybe I'll have you swallow twice to kind of clear that residue that's left after the first swallow. I'll have you take a second swallow, and that kind of cleared up the vallecula a little bit. So is it okay if I come back tomorrow and we can kind of get together and we can just have a chat about what you're thinking, what you're feeling, kind of my recommendations, and then maybe we can go forward together and make an informed decision for you and your family. Perfect. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.